So hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about how to study smart for MRCP part 1. So this is our 500 subscriber special video, and since many of you had requested me to talk about this, I thought I might as well upload this video today. Okay, so about me, I had taken this exam in January of this year and I was able to score 723, and the pass mark in my session was 540. But remember, that score doesn't matter at all. This exam is not a competitive exam. You just need to pass. Okay, so you always have that in the back of your mind, and while preparing you should always remember that you just have to pass. So coming to the duration of preparation, so I spent around 3 months preparing for this exam, and I was able to put in an average of 4 to 6 hours per day. But certain days when we have duty days, we might not be able to study at all. So always keep a minimum target of 100 MCQs per day. Okay, so always keep this 100 MCQs per day rule, and if you follow this regularly, you will be able to finish your portions by at least 2 months to 2.5 months, and you'll have a solid 2 to 3 weeks to revise in the end. Okay, so always remember at least 100 MCQs per day. Okay, so I took this exam when I was a second year general medicine PG, and I think the optimal time to take this exam is the same. Okay, when you're a second year, you have relatively more amount of time. You'll be in periphery posting, so you'll be able to prepare for this exam. Okay, now about the exam, remember it's a one-day exam, so you have 2 papers. Okay, so you have 2 papers. Each paper is going to have 100 best of 5s or BOFs. Okay, so you have 5 options of which one is going to be correct. Okay, it's a single best response, and each paper is going to be for 3 hours. Okay, so that's, and you'll have a lunch break in between, and remember that the total, it's around 6 hours. By the time you finish the exam, you're going to be extremely exhausted, so make sure that you get adequate amount of sleep in the night before the exam, and you have a wholesome breakfast before the exam. So that's very important. And there are no picture questions. Okay, for part 1 MRCP there are no picture questions, and very important, I think many of you might not know actually, it's an OMR shading exam. Okay, so I was very upset when I heard about this, because I was expecting a computer based online test, because I'm very bad at shading the OMR sheet bubbles, and it consumes a lot of my time. So you have to take this time factor into consideration while you're writing this exam. Okay, so the exams are conducted thrice a year. It happens in January, May and September, and the cost of the exam is £594. That's around 57,000 rupees. Okay, so now this is the specialty wise split up of the portions. So I'm not going into the detail of this. I think most of you can look this up in the MRCP website. Why I put up this slide is because I want you to understand the fact that a huge chunk of 200 questions, 25 questions are going to come from clinical sciences. That is your cellular biology, membrane biology, molecular biology, anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, genetics, immunology, and very, very importantly, biostatistics. Okay, so clinical sciences, make sure you prepare really well for this. A huge chunk of this is going to come for your exam. Okay, so you have totally around 200 questions, 100 for each paper. Okay, now coming to the main part of the video. So how are you going to study smart for the exam? Okay, so I used 2 online question banks to prepare for this exam. So one was Pass Medicine and one was Pass Test. Okay, so how Pass Medicine works is, remember the MCQs in Pass Medicine are very easy. The difficulty level is going to be very easy, but the main importance of Pass Medicine is the explanations are very important. So each word in Pass Medicine explanations is worth gold in the exam. Okay, because they're going to help you understand very important core concepts, and it helps you to get sensitized to the NICE guidelines and SIGN guidelines. Okay, now coming to Pass Test. So Pass Test MCQs are going to be relatively tough, much tougher than that of Pass Medicine, and the difficulty level is similar to that of the real exam. Okay, so it's almost, you're like simulating the real exam questions in Pass Test. And also Pass Test has past year papers. So remember, in your last 2 to 3 weeks of preparation, make sure that you go through every single past year paper, so that you acquaint yourself to the exam pattern, and it will also improve your confidence levels towards the end of your preparation. So what I used to do is, so I used to first work out, let's take neurology for an example. So if you're taking neurology, so I used to work out all the neurology MCQs from Pass Medicine. Then because of that, I was able to understand the core concepts, all the different guidelines for different neurological disorders. And then I used to go and work out the MCQs on Pass Test to check how well I've prepared. So basically, you're going to learn your concepts in Pass Medicine, and you're going to practice all those tough MCQs in Pass Test. So if you do this for each subject, it's going to reinforce both your memory and concepts for that particular topic. Okay, so a topic in Pass Medicine, learn the topic well, take notes from all the explanations given in past medicine, then go ahead and work out all the MCQs in past test. So if you're doing this for each subject, I think that is more than enough, because it's very tough to sit and read a textbook and sit and read notes. It's almost not possible considering our busy schedule. Okay, so coming to books, to be honest, I'm not sure how useful books are, but considering the feedback from my other friends and colleagues who have taken this exam, they suggested that Philip Caldera Essential Version Notes of MRCP was pretty useful. But if you ask me personally, I think if you're able to work out both these online question banks, it's more than enough. And now since I told you what I did for the exam, I also want to tell you what mistakes I did during my preparation. Okay, so this is my scorecard. So I was able to score 100% in neurology, but if you look at my scores in palliative medicine, psychiatry and respiratory medicine, they're really low. And why I'm emphasizing this is make sure you prepare each and every subject properly. Give equal weightage to everything. Okay, so what I did is I didn't read the pulmonary function test properly and ended up messing up all those MCQs. So remember that pulmonary function test is very, very important. Palliative medicine and end of life care was it was a newly added topic, and I didn't really bother studying it towards the end. Okay, so that 1 or 2 MCQs could make the difference between a pass or fail. So make sure that you give equal weightage to all subjects. Okay, thank you.